What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on Eagles fans, man, and they're panicking after the Eagles lost to the Giants this past Thursday, right? And I don't think the Eagles fans should panic. Excuse me. I think that I think that this is how it goes. Like, it's so hard to repeat as Super Bowl champions when now you got that target on your back. And this era of football is not like back when the Pittsburgh Steelers, when they was running off all their Super Bowls. Then you had the San Francisco 49ers was doing, running off their Super Bowls. It's just because talent don't, like, people move around. You don't have the same talent on like, that's stuck with the teams, for years and years. Like, people come and people go. Then you have people, it's harder to keep these teams together, right? So I don't think that this year's team, the Eagles team, number one, I think they got a big target on their back. Number two, I just think that they're not the same team that they was last year. That offensive line to me was a lot stronger last year than it was this year. Then on top of that, I think the running, right? It looks like to me, I don't know why their coach is not running the ball, handing the ball off to Saquon as often as they did. He should be running the ball a little bit more. And I know teams are really they're going to stack the lines because they want to see if Jalen Hurts can beat them. And I would have confidence in Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? Just I don't think it's time to panic. Definitely not time to panic. I think the Giants played a good game Thursday night. I like that kid Jackson Dart. He come with a new energy. And people are, the team is excited about him. Their team didn't want no parts of those Giant fans ain't want no parts of Russell Wilson. When Russell Wilson went out there, they thought maybe Jackson Dart had got hurt. Once they seen the way this kid Jackson Dart played, the fans were like, oh, fans are inspired. They don't want Russell Wilson out there. So hopefully the Giants will be able to keep this guy upright and keep him playing, because I like what I see in this kid Jackson Dart too. You can see how their team like really responds. That his teammates respond to him and his energy and everything. So I just think they got beat by a team that's a little bit better than what their record says they are, and then like they said, any given Sunday, so I wouldn't panic if I was Eagle fans. But I do want to see the Eagles, I want to see them run the ball, what I mean? Give Saquon the ball. Even if these teams stacking the line, you got to keep these guys, keep the defense honest. If they want to have 7 guys up there and try to stop the run, that's going to make the job easier for Jalen Hurts. So he'll see a lot more one-on-ones. If they trying to stop Saquon. Another issue I think that's what's going on too is like the wide receiver, man. That is what's the guy name? I can't forget his name, but this wide receiver that keeps on complaining about he's not getting the ball enough. I just think he need to be patient. He just need to be patient. It's on what, you only about 5-6 games and we get ready going to week 6. Just be patient. And I think just be available for when your team needs you. So if you complain about not getting the ball, then when they throw you the ball, you stopped on your route, or you drop it or something like that. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. And I know wide receivers get paid, based on their performance. But still, at some point in time, you still have to be patient as a wide receiver and just let this thing work out. You know what I mean? Like, let things evolve and see and see how everything works out. but I wouldn't be as an Eagle fan. I definitely wouldn't be panicking, right? Because they got that target on their back. They need to make some adjustments as to how these teams are playing them. You know, every game that the Eagles go out now, like they're getting everybody's A game, and so you have to you got to be up, and that's so tough. It's easier said than done. You know, you every Sunday you can't take no Sundays off, and for a sport like football to have to come in there and perform, you know, knowing that you're going to get everybody's A game. I know, you know, it's easier said than done, but I look forward to, in my personal opinion, because I like Jalen Hurts as a quarterback. I like Saquon Barkley. The offensive line is still, you know, I think still very good. I just think their team in general is very good, and I think that if once they make it to the playoffs, I think they're gonna be a tough team to beat because number one of their experience. Then number two, I think they're gonna be so hard to beat because of the balance. You know what I mean? They're like they got the running back, they got, you know, a really good quarterback, and they got the wide receivers. So what it is just about maintaining your focus and not and just staying together as a team. You know, I just last night I just watched the Aces win their fourth. I think this was their fourth WNBA championship, right? Earlier in the season, the Aces were 14-14. You know, 14 wins, 14 losses. They had lost one game by like 50 something points. And the thing that I was saying throughout, like once they went in after they lost that 50-point game, they went on like a 16 or a 17 game run. And the thing I liked about that run that they went on before they got to the playoffs, they went on a 16 game run. The thing I liked about that is the fact that they wasn't throwing each other under the bus. Like you had veteran players, a great coach. Excuse me, I'm plugging my computer in. They had veteran players and a great coach. Um, Nobody got thrown under the bus. Nobody was like pointing fingers and saying that, you know, this is not working and that's not working, and we need a new coach, or and Asia is not our leader. They weathered the storm, they right the ship, and next thing you know, they WNBA champions, right? So that's the thing, man. You know, every season is going to present its own problem, and that's how you know that's how you develop character, right? When you have a you know, when you have adversity and you see who handles the adversity and how they handle the adversity, like people on your team, then you'll be like the Las Vegas Aces. Like I said, the Aces were 14. I'm not sure, my mic went out for a second, but the Las Vegas Aces during the midway through their season, they were 14-14. The team went on a 16 to 17 game run. And next thing you know, they are in the championship. But throughout their time when they was 14-14, and at one point they were below 500, nobody got thrown under the bus. Nobody was pointing fingers. The coach, you know, and what's her name? Becky Hammond, she stayed, you know, she kept their spirits up, telling them, you know, that I know we can do better. I have confidence in y'all. And that's the thing. Every season is a different challenge. You know, they're coming off a Super Bowl winning, you know, and it's just a different challenge. And it's all about keeping everybody focused and keeping everybody basically on the same page. So yeah, I'm not an Eagles fan, but you know, I just think that, you know, it's not time for the Eagles to panic, really. You know, I think what their record is like 4-2, something like that. So nowhere near, it's not time for y'all to panic. So that's my take on it. Y'all make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next episode, in this next video. Peace.